Welcome to Stories My Mother Told Me. In a land far away, there ruled a wise and powerful king named Richard. King Richard was known for his shrewd governance and unmatched charisma. However, his weakness lay in his insatiable desire to choose an heir to secure the future of the kingdom. King Richard has 3 sons, and each of them were married. Despite his many sons and their wives, the king still doesn't have any grandchild. His choice for an heir to the throne is dependent on which of his sons first produce a grandchild. The pressure to produce an heir grew with each passing year, leading to tension and discontent among the princesses. Among the princesses, Amira stood out. Amira, one of the princesses, stood out among the others. She was not only the first princess, but also the most beloved by the people. Her kindness, grace, and good heart had won the hearts of many in the kingdom. As the years went by, the other princesses grew envious of Amira's favor with the king. In secret, the princesses gathered to discuss their predicament. They hatched a plan to eliminate Amira from being the king's favorite, believing that it would increase their chances of becoming the mother of the heir. They spread rumors about Amira, questioning her loyalty. They both went into the king and unanimously reported that they found Amira with one of the popular village warriors having an affair. They also casted doubt on her ability to bear a child, saying one of them heard her confiding in her lover that she cannot bear a child. Despite the princess's concerted efforts, King Richard remained steadfast in his love for Amira. He dismissed the rumors and reassured her of his trust. However, the tension within the palace continued to escalate. After a few months has passed, Amira discovered that she is pregnant, and she broke the news to her husband, the oldest prince. The palace was filled with the sounds of joy and laughter. While everyone was happy and celebrating, the other princesses were bitter. They both decided to devise another means to get rid of Amira. In the middle of this conspiracy, they both discovered that they were also pregnant. They became overjoyed and announced this news to everyone. Now, King Richard is really happy, and his face was no longer downcast. A couple months later, Amira went into labor. Meanwhile, the 2 princesses have collaborated with the midwife to kill the baby that will be born. Before long, Amira gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. He was the replica of his father, the prince. Filled with guilt, the midwife decided not to harm the baby. Instead, she stole him away and hid him in the forest. And she announced to the royal family that Amira had a stillbirth. Amira was dejected at the news, and nothing anyone would say could comfort her. Every day, she remained downhearted and dejected. In no time, the other princesses also gave birth to beautiful daughters. Everyone in the palace became joyful, and life went on. But the princesses were relentless, as having children did not win the king's heart over. He was still very fond of Amira. Frustrated and desperate, they paid one of the village warriors to confess that he was Amira's lover. This rumor spread all over the kingdom. As the whispers grew louder, King Richard found himself torn between his love for Princess Amira and the pressure to succumb to the rumors. One day, as Amira walked through the palace gardens, she was confronted by a group of other wives, the wives of the prominent men in the village. Accusations were hurled and tempers flared. The once harmonious palace was now a battleground of jealousy and resentment. Despite Amira's attempts to defend herself, the other women succeeded in turning the king and her husband against her. Broken-hearted and betrayed, Amira was banished from the palace, her reputation tarnished. With Amira out of the way, the princesses vied for the king's attention. Yet, their victory was short-lived. As life would have it, Amira discovered that she was with a child shortly after her departure. Word of Amira's pregnancy spread throughout the kingdom, wondering how everyone knew about it. And the news was met with mixed feelings. Some of the people rejoiced, while the others were suspicious. With Amira out of the picture, again, the two princesses Maria and Evelyn began to struggle for the position of being queen. They would fight and argue and scream every single day. Every attempt to make peace proved abortive. No longer able to endure the rivalry going on in his home, King Richard decided to name a successor. He fixed a date and announced to the entire kingdom of his intentions, and he invited everyone to be present on that day. When the day arrived, he said that for peace to be restored back to his home, he will be forced to make his second son the next king. Maria screamed for joy, while Evelyn fled up, and both princesses started fighting in public. In the middle of the conflict, Evelyn unknowingly said, "You do not deserve to be the queen after you killed Amira's son." "Whoa!" everyone exclaimed. Astonished, Amira's husband asked her what she meant. Realizing the damage of her words, she pretended, saying that she never meant what she said. She was only overwhelmed at the election of the new queen. Seeing this as her only opportunity, the midwife came forward, holding a young, handsome boy. She confessed everything about how she was paid by the duel to kill Amira's baby. But she couldn't do it because she was too frightened to harm the baby. She presented the young boy to the king as his grandson. The truth of the princess's betrayal was exposed, and their schemes crumbled. In the end, King Richard, realizing the depth of the deception, banished the conniving princesses from the kingdom. He sent out men to look for Amira and bring her to the palace. Her honor was restored, and the kingdom celebrated the arrival of the long-awaited heir. The king crowned Annie, Amira's husband, as the new king, and so the kingdom continued under the rule of King Annie, with Amira by his side. This story served as a cautionary reminder that jealousy and deceit would never triumph. This is stories my mother told me. Now, let's take a look at some words we've learned in this story. The first word today is charisma. This word means compelling attractiveness or charm that can inspire devotion in others, or the ability to attract the attention and admiration of others. The second word is insatiable. This word means impossible to satisfy, or it's quenchless. And next we've got replica. Replica means exact copy. The next word is rivalry. This word means the act of or the state of being in a competition. A synonym of this word would be to struggle or conflict or a contest. And then we've got vied. This word means to strive for superiority or to compete. So it is also rival. And then we have succumb. This word means fail to resist pressure, temptation, or some other negative force. I hope you do not succumb to peer pressure. And then we have unanimously. This word means two or more people fully in agreement. I hope we can all agree that this story is interesting. And then we've got conniving. This word means given to or involved in a conspiracy or conspiring to do something immoral, illegal, or harmful. She's a heartless and conniving person. And finally, we have dual. This word means a pair of people or things. I hope you learned something new today. Tell us below in the comment section. Bye! If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends as these help us grow. Thank you and see you in our next story. Bye!